Let's focus on our gratitude this morning. Some of y'all just jumped on the call. For each and every one of you on this call, like, gratitude should be a lifestyle. Waking up, being grateful for the things you have in the midst of the day, being grateful, thinking about all of the things, living in the present, and fixing your mind and fixing your thoughts on the things that you're the most grateful for. This is just a habit. This is how we live our life. This is what we do every single day. So many people might just use yesterday as a day to share all the things that they're grateful for. But you heard in that video, Oprah Winfrey has a gratitude journal. She said, my gratitude journal was something that completely changed her life once she started doing that. So what if that's something we put into place? Remember, success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. So if Oprah says, hey, this gratitude journal was one of the things that changed my entire existence, well, maybe that's something we try. Maybe writing down 5 things we're grateful for every day. Again, we're heading into the end of this year, getting into a brand new year next year. And many people want to start their new year at the beginning of the year. You want to start the things that you want to change January 1. But here's a little insider tip and a little secret. If you want to make changes in January, you should start making changes now. You should start the habit of putting these changes in place. So maybe you're saying already, hey, this gratitude journal, this might be something I want to do come January. Start it December 1. Start it tomorrow for all I care, right? Start it December 1. Start it tomorrow. Do it before the new year starts. So you can now start to build the habit and the embodiment of what it means to live in gratitude, to live just grateful in the moment. Gratitude changes our perception, changes our perspective. It changes how we see things. That's why, again, I started the call, just the little reminders of how are you waking up in the morning? Are you waking up flooding your mind with gratitude? Because if you are, it'll shape how you see the rest of your day. You can't change the things that happen around you. You can't change the things that other people, how you, what other people are doing around you in your environment. You can't change those things, but you can change how you view that thing. That's with gratitude. That's with things like gratitude, planting that in your mind. You'll see your day differently. Whatever that conversation that you were having, whatever happens at your job, whatever happened with your family member, like whatever you think happened to you, you see it differently if your frame of reference is gratitude. So it's something we got to work on. It's something we got to work on. Inside of our text, 177 mental toughness secrets, number 11 says the world class connects to the source through gratitude. That's how important this is, right? This is our connection to God. This is our connection to the divine. This is our connection to source, right? It's through gratitude. How often are you grateful? Again, just on the back of a day where we're all supposed to be grateful, where we all go around the table and say how grateful we are about things. Well, again, this is how we connect on a daily basis to our higher power. Daily basis, not just one day. So that's why this is important. Here's what it says. It says the world class is famous for using nonlinear thinking as a primary problem-solving strategy. And nowhere is this more apparent than when it comes to heightening their creativity. While amateurs become increasingly stressed during problem solving, the great ones become more relaxed to enhance their creative ability. Champions know the ultimate creative force is located somewhere beyond our everyday consciousness, and they must tap into this source to generate their best ideas. The secular sometimes refer to this source as the unconscious mind. The spiritual often call it God. Whatever label their beliefs warrant, few deny the power of the source, whatever its point of origin. Champions know the fastest way to connect to the source is through gratitude. Thoughts and feelings of gratitude seem to elevate the performer's consciousness to a higher plane than is accessible through any other means. Professional writers call it being connected. Athletes call it being in the zone. Psychologists refer to it as a state of flow. No matter what name you assign it, the experience is the same. It's a process that begins by letting go and mentally detaching from the end result or any outcome of any task. The focus is on being as opposed to doing. Say that again. The focus is on being as opposed to doing. While both amateurs and pros experience this phenomenon from time to time, the great ones are able to access it much more often because they are aware of the triggers that create a mental climate conducive to this state of mind. Gratitude is the mindset of choice when they need to awaken the giant and tap into their genius. Gratitude does so much for, again, our perception, for our state, for us being able to get to the level of consciousness that we want to get to. But I want you all to see this is a matter of being present. There was something said in that video about just being present, about the focus of being present. And I think if you are struggling, or you know anyone that's struggling on the gratitude side, maybe we should focus on being present. That might be a great start to learning how to see and think about more of the things that you're grateful for. I find myself doing this often, right? Like, again, because this is a habit. And so I want you all to see that this is how this becomes a way to live your life. This becomes exactly how to live your life. I do this a lot with my daughter. I'm very aware of being present. Stuff I have written down in my plan, my business plan, my plan of action is continuing to be a better husband, better father, those types of things, just the personal side. And I've learned, because I hear from parents, we always hear parents that regret a lot of things, older parents that regret a bunch of stuff, and you hear it, and they regret, spending that time when their child was young, or they regret, not listening or not being present, always doing 37 things while they're with their child. So something I've ingrained in my mind as a habit, is something I actively practice, is being present, especially when I'm with my daughter. I do it all types of times, but especially when I'm with her. Try to be present as much as possible, meaning no phone, no distractions. I'm really just locked in with her. I have a philosophy. Some of you might have heard it before. I say, it's quality over quantity. Quality over quantity, So sometimes we believe in the quantity of time that we spend with somebody. You might get 30 hours to spend with somebody. You might, be the parent that, you work 9 to 5, and then from 5 to 10, it's just about your family. And so you get, 40 hours a week to spend with your family. That's cool for some. But in general, if you're not paying attention to your family throughout those 40 hours, it's not really the quality time that's needed. So I believe in quality over quantity. If I spend an hour and a half with you and it's full quality time that you get and we get to experience it together, well, I think that goes further than saying I have all this abundance of time to be with you when I'm not present. So I try my best to be present. This being said, whenever I look at my daughter, we're having a conversation. She's been talking a lot more. She's 6, I'll just stop. And in my mind, I'm looking at her talk and looking at her mind work and how her brain works. And I'm just like, man, I'm so thankful I get to experience this. She'll just see me smile. I'll just say, man, and sometimes I'll say it to her, out of her mouth, man, I love how big you're getting. Man, I love spending this time with you. Man, I love hearing you talk. I'll say it because I'm actively present, feeling gratitude. Whatever situation, a bunch of things could be happening in business, could be happening with the family. I might not want to be spending that hour or that 45 minutes completely locked in, but I'm there and I can feel gratitude because I'm present in the moment. So sometimes, guys, we don't allow ourselves the time to be present to even feel gratitude. This is why, again, starting this off in the morning is so important, because, man, once you wake up, that first bit of time when you open your eyes has got to be yours, because you got to practice being present. You got to practice breathing and feeling that your body is in a good position, that your mind's in a good spot, that you can see, that you can smell, that you're waking up out of a bed if you are, whatever the case is. That first 30 minutes is so important for you just getting your mind in the right place to be present, to connect to the gratitude, to connect to the things that you're grateful for, to get your mind to that other level of consciousness, to connect with God. Whatever it is, it's always going to be through thankfulness, through gratefulness, through a soft heart. And we have to practice this stuff, y'all. Like, this is a practice. This is not like, this doesn't come naturally to most people because the world gives you the opposite. The world keeps us busy. The world keeps us looking forward. The world keeps us always moving around, being distracted. The world has a lot of fear, a lot of negativity, a lot of problems, all those things. So it's not as easy to just connect and be grateful. That's why it's a practice. That's why this book is literally the secrets of the world class. Like, these things are like the line in the sand, kind of. It's like, you're on this side, you're not connecting to gratitude, you're going to stay in the middle class, you're going to not be able to get to where you want to go. You start connecting with gratitude, you start slowing down, you start being present, you start doing some of those things, you're going to move to the other side of that, where now you're going to be able to experience some more of those things that successful people experience. But we get to choose our attitudes. The only two things you can control: your attitudes and your actions. Your attitudes and your actions. Your attitude is things like this. It's, you can control your gratitude. You can control what you experience. In the middle of the day, this is what meditation does. If any of you meditate, right? In the middle of the day, you can stop, you can pause, you can take time to quiet yourself, to quiet your mind, to become present. That's literally what meditation is. If any of you practice meditation, it's your ability to quiet yourself, to be present. Some people think it's just like closing your eyes and like not thinking of anything. But sometimes I learned meditation in a few different ways. You can just focus on a sound. You can meditate outside, right? I happen to live in an area where there's a bunch of trees and I can go outside. So in the springtime and in the summer, sometimes I can meditate just outside. Sure, there's a car going by and some things, but I can be so present that I can listen to just that one bird chirping. And can you slow yourself down and be so present that you can just connect with your breath? Connect with the breathing in and breathing out, the inhale and the exhale. Can you just get so present that you can connect with that one sound that you hear? Not all the other sounds, just the one sound. That is what it means to be present. So if you want to practice being present, practice meditation. Pick up some meditation apps. Pick up some guides to learn how to meditate, because that's how you learn how to be present. And when you learn how to be present, again, connect this back to what we're reading. This is how you really can tap into that side of gratitude. You can really tap into all the things that you're grateful for. Steve Harvey in the beginning of that video said, if I had you write down a list of all the things you're grateful for, right, you wouldn't stop. If you actually took the time to be present, to just write it down, like, there's so many things, from the small to the big. But how often are we slowing down? How often are we getting present? How often are we not getting distracted? You see, all this stuff, it works hand in hand. Some of the stuff I tell you guys about, hey, you got to get clear. You got to get a plan. You got to know where you're headed. Why are we doing all this work? Why are we getting clear? Why are we, right, trying to tap into gratitude? Why are we doing all this? It's because there's things that we want, because we're not satisfied with the life that we have. We're grateful for the things that we have, but we're not satisfied with the life that we have. We want more financially. We want more in our health. We want more in our relationships. We want to feel better and more connected to our higher power, to God. There's a lot of things that we want. And in order for us to get there, in order for us to get to that place, we got to start learning some of these things and practicing some of these habits. Stillness, learning how to be present, is something that will help you craft all the goals, all the plans, get clarity on all the things you want, so that you can take your life to the next level. Getting quiet, getting still, being present will also help you connect to the gratitude in your life, which will help you connect to your higher power. All this stuff goes hand in hand. All the stuff goes hand in hand. Here's an action step for today. It says, make a list of the 10 things you're most grateful for in your life and review them every morning for the next 7 days. Funny, we got like 7 days left in the month. See how this changes your emotions. If you made a list of the 10 things you're grateful for, you're most grateful for, write them down, read them every single morning from here till December. to see how your mornings change, see how your days change, see how your emotions change, see how this impacts you. Because remember, whatever you focus on, you get more of, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever you focus on, you get more of. So if you focus on more things that you're grateful for, God will show you more things to be grateful for. That's literally how this works. If you train your brain, if you program your brain to see something, you will see more of that thing. Problem is, we might be training our brain to see more fear, see more negativity, see more, right, of the worrisome things of the world. We might be training our brain that in that direction unconsciously, just by what we're listening to, what we're reading, who we're around. It might be training our brain to go that way. I'm going to implore you to train your brain to go the other way, to go with the gratitude, the things that give you the most joy, the things that make you the happiest, the clarity of your vision, the things that are good. Think on the things that are good for you. And then watch how your emotions change. Watch what you start seeing. Watch what you start experiencing in life. Nothing around you, right? That you can't control any of the stuff around you. So those things aren't going to change. I promise. You're just going to see things differently, and it's going to give you the ability to impact them better. That's the name of the game, ladies and gentlemen. That's the name of the game. Today, it's about gratitude. We just came off of a day where people think everyone should show gratitude. This should be a habit for you every single day. There shouldn't be a day that you wake up and haven't experienced gratitude, that you haven't been thankful, that you haven't been present and said, hey, I'm so grateful I have this, or I am here, or I'm around this. Every single day, 7 days a week. 7 days a week. Never take a day off where you're giving gratitude, where you're not giving gratitude, right? Gratitude happens every day, y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. You deserve to win. You deserve it. Your families deserve it. They're counting on you. They're counting on you to pick up stuff like this and then implement it so that you have more capacity to put more things on your shoulders. Life doesn't get easier. We get stronger or not. Life is not going to get easier. It's going to throw you more and more haymakers. There's going to be more and more things of uncertainty. It's not going to get easier, I promise, but you can get better and you can get stronger and you can get more mentally tough and you can get in the mental gym. So those problems that are up ahead, they actually aren't big at all. They actually don't matter too much because you're stronger. So let's go make it happen. Enjoy your weekend. I love you guys. See you guys on Monday. Take care. I'm grateful for each and every one of you that keep showing up. I'm grateful that you're listening. I'm grateful that you're tapping in. I'm grateful that you're sharing this with other people. I look forward to chatting with you guys again next week. All right. Take care.